Hi guys, welcome to Sisters in a City with me, Anna Bikini.
And me, Mandy Bikini.
Today we've got very special guests.
Very, very special guests. As you can tell, we're sitting next to each other. So we've got two lovely ladies with us.
We have Lauren and Ashley from Nip Tuck.
Hello.
They are literally our lost sisters because they also take their shoes off when they do podcasts.
Look at all of us.
We're all the same here in our socks.
I don't know whose socks I've got on. They're not mine.
They're
Probably
not your
mine.
boyfriends because they look weird. Oh, you're actually your
Fiancé.
fiancé.
Or they might be one of the kids, I don't know. But
Oh my God, we'll
the
get
I'm
onto
feeling
that.
really left out because like everyone's blonde now. Like, what's going on? I need to go blonde.
I'm in with the
jealous.
blondies.
gorgeous.
Do blondes have more fun?
Yes. Yes.
I've never
She's
been
a- she's
brown.
like, I don't know.
I've done some bad things, both brown and blonde. So I don't know.
Okay, so you guys have a podcast called Nip Tuck Pod.
Yes.
Tell us about your podcast.
Do you know what? That is the funniest thing because when people say, describe your podcast, I get asked this, do you all the time?
Yeah, when they're like, what do you do?
What do you do? And I go, I've got a
And you're like, I've
podcast.
got
podcast. And then they go, what's it about? And I literally just stare at them. And I think loads of things go through my mind, like shagging and farting and like thrush and,
Yeah.
and just girl
everything.
chat. And then I just look at them and I go, it's just girl chat, really.
But that's
Yeah.
why I feel like,
Like
you
yours.
guys,
Like
are so
yours.
similar to us. Like watching your podcast and listening to your clips, I'm like, oh my God, they're exactly like us.
so
We're like the
nice.
northern
So
version,
similar.
aren't we?
Yeah.
And you're very much like you open up about your personal lives, which
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
do. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I saw so
When
many
did you start
clips.
your podcast? And how did it go about starting?
Oh, you answer that question.
So, how it started, I don't know if you girls have ever struggled with this, but basically there's a website, a really unkind website that fucking big losers go on to talk about influencers or to talk about famous people, which we weren't.
No.
Somehow, long story short, we ended up on this website. And they were saying the most horrific things about us. I was a prostitute in Dubai.
Oh my God, you know what's so mad? I
Oh,
was
we
just going to say,
all.
were they saying you got shot on in
Which is
Dubai?
fine.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
listeners have said about us too.
I would be richer if I was. I'm not. No shade to those people. But we were bad mums. We were
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Just a load of shite. But they knew a lot of personal things from that were true as well, like family things.
Oh, how?
So, I don't know. So anyway, this website's there. And it started with me because I was with somebody and I had a baby and I plastered it everywhere. And then we split up and everyone was then wanting the tea. So that's kind of how it started. And then they realised that Ashley was a very interesting character. So they saw me tagging Ashley and then she got her own little feed. So from that, we had two choices. We could cry and hide, which we did a bit. I did.
Yeah.
Or we could kind of hit back at it and be like, right, you set of twats, this is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we did one episode, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
and it
actually,
got
you were
to-
the brains, surprisingly.
It got to like number 2 because this was 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
3 or 4 years
wow.
ago.
Years
Like lockdown after lockdown.
Yeah.
It's almost like Kim K monetizing her sex tape.
What?
Like
Literally.
make a
That
bad
is what-
situation
that is what we
good.
did.
When
Yeah.
life gives you lemons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So basically expose yourself and no one else can expose you.
Exactly. So then we decided if we say it all openly, you can't say shit because I've said it myself.
Yeah.
And actually, let us tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in Dubai, I wasn't getting shot on. I was doing all sorts of things, but
Yeah.
not that. And like, it was just good to be able to say our side of the story
Yeah.
and be honest.
Yeah, because
And then it's
Instagram, you can't do that on Instagram.
No,
You can't.
You can't.
It's just different, isn't it? Instagram's completely different. It's like posts and stories. It's not a place where you can actually
Just be yourself.
be
Yeah.
yourself.
So we did one, didn't we? It just did really well. And then it was kind of like, oh shit, let's do another one. Each week on week, it was like, oh fuck, get in the studio. We're like, all right. And when we look back now, like it was mad, wasn't it? And we
Yeah.
just kept doing more. Then we'd stop for a bit and then we'd start again. And it kind of went like that until we got a production company, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we were like, right.
Yeah. So you're basically made for it. I can just tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
their chemistry between you
You
guys.
guys
everything.
best friends? Or?
Yeah,
We've
well,
been
we
friends for
worked
years.
together, didn't we?
Such empty armpit. Do I smell?
No, I can't smell you. I've got this lovely unit next to me.
It's not me.
Yeah, we worked together. We used to sell cosmetic surgery.
Oh my God. What do you mean sell cosmetic surgery? Are you the people in my emails like, hey, you want surgery for free?
So basically, the job
older
was a
version.
patient coordinator. This
Yeah.
was years and years ago.
Like
long
10,
ago?
10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So think of it as like car sales, but for tits.
Yeah.
Basically.
So people would come in, they would go online, they would send in an inquiry form, they would come and meet us. We would tell them a bit about the surgery, the cost of the surgery. We did look after them though, Ashley. We would look at what we did. Like we would go through the process with them, they would have our details, we would liaise with the hospital, with the surgeons, and we would be that mainly women's point of call.
Yeah.
But along with that was a sales target. And you had a target,
Oh my
X,
God.
which is now is a no.
Yeah.
This was years ago.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
So you never know what you could be cancelled about in 10 years' time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So we would
And
have
we're
like
open about
we'd
that.
have like $100,000 a month target. If you hit one target, you got X%. And we made really
We
good
were very
money.
good.
We were very
We
good
won a
at it.
holiday.
We went to South Africa.
So many people got surgery because of you guys.
Yeah.
Basically.
But we did it in a way where
I blame you guys for my BBLs that went wrong.
well,
we made friends with the patients as well.
yeah, we did.
didn't
Yeah, we did, to be fair. We did our best, but then it got to the point where I think we realised that it wasn't ethical anymore.
yeah.
Like when you want someone to have surgery and a part of it is because you're going to get a certain percent or whatever, it became a different thing.
Filling cancellation.
That's really honest of you guys
getting
to
people
be
to
able
come
to
in
say. Do you know what I mean?
And you get a discount if you got it. And as I think we got older, I had a little girl just before Ashley did, and I think things just changed. And I thought,
You were like, oh, you could almost put your daughter in that position.
Yeah,
Your daughter,
it
your
just
daughter in that
felt-
position. Like, would you want someone selling her surgery? But I love that you guys are so open about it. Like, no one is perfect. We all make
we did it.
So you guys, are you guys
True.
open about surgery? Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about it on our podcast. Like, have you guys had any surgeries?
Loads.
Loads.
Well, between us.
Where do I start?
You can't beat us.
it.
We've had more than you.
Well, we'll have a
I don't know. I don't think we
Ashley's
have.
had more, haven't
So I've had.
Tell me now.
My most recent up is a facelift. I just had a facelift.
How
But
insane.
I
Look,
swear 50 or 60-year-olds get facelift.
No.
How old are you?
Face and lip lift, 34.
You could be, oh my God, I'm 34. Do you
But
want
my
my
face
Do you know
was
what? I
just
feel
all
like, you know, I've got these
filler.
jowls,
Oh,
yeah? I've got
what?
these jowls that hang. What can I do about them?
Facelift.
These bits.
No.
God, don't with
No,
Mandy.
what we've been saying is, and what Ashley's kind of been saying is, people got a bit obsessed with fillers.
And
didn't
I
they?
did.
And we all did.
Yeah,
Like, I
mate, me
absolutely.
too.
And then you look and think, I saw a picture of me the other day. Why did you let me have my lips?
Yeah,
Me on Love Island, we look like hectagon.
And I just think, but what people are doing now is shying away from that. I feel like people are slowing down on that. And instead doing something that is potentially going to last longer.
Yeah, I was watching a video and it was this girl saying about how everything on your face should be in harmony, and you can never do that really with filler because you're always doing a little bit here, a little bit there, this month, that month, and then
And
you're
you
like,
out of sync.
shit,
It's
you're spinning
unbalanced.
all the plates.
Yeah.
Whereas I went in, I got all the filler taken out. I've still got some in my lips and my nose, and then they 8.5
Your skin
hours.
looks unbelievable.
I was in surgery for.
It looks amazing.
Okay, so
8.5
are you happy with
hours.
that surgery?
Really happy, yeah.
I mean,
And
I
she's
would
been
never be
so
able to
open.
tell.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
like, ever?
I could have probably got away with
You could have
not
got away with
saying.
not saying.
But look like you're 24. Honestly, so what did they do? Just pull?
Yeah, 4 centimeters off each side. I'll show you the pictures.
I'm fucked out. I'm getting.
I mean, you're
don't give a
making
shit.
it sound like you had like a turkey neck. You didn't.
Yeah.
You looked great before, but
But I could grab it.
Can I do anything about this part?
I did. Nah, you do.
you don't need it.
Do you mind if we put a
Neither of
before and
you.
after?
Yeah, yeah. of
Guys, this isn't a
course.
before and after of her facelift.
Yeah.
We're going to
Neither
get
of
it.
you.
For
Put it on
Yeah.
your Patreon.
We're basically selling it, and you're not even getting commission now.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
think-
What else?
Bum implants.
Oh, I need to know. I need.
Yeah, I
And
need
I
to know
had
the
them
truth.
done in London.
Do you regret that? Because I always think,
No.
do you think I should have got bum implants
only
instead
had
of BBL? Because BBL's caused so many issues for us.
Has
We've, like,
it?
What happened?
Oh my God.
so many issues.
honestly.
I tried to have a BBL.
Yeah.
I went to Turkey and I tried to have a BBL, but I was too thin. They wouldn't at the time. I wasn't. I'm glad I didn't. And he was like, "You don't get that."
Why? What happened?
Okay, so the first one was fine. The second one was okay, but the third one we went to, we're uneven. We've got like dimples. It looks like cellulite, but it's not. Do you know
that's
what I mean?
the worry. That's the worry
Do you
with the
know what?
BBL.
This is.
I've not seen that many
And
amazing.
I've got really bad scars from that third BBL.
scars.
The first one was okay. It was in London. The second one was in Turkey. I was really thin as well, so I feel like it took a toll on my
Pointless,
body.
yeah.
The third one, he completely fucked my life.
Because you know what it is with BBLs, like the fat goes. So we kept wanting to we
Yeah.
wanted to achieve that bum, and then we kept going back and going back. Whereas with implants, I guess it's just
there.
one off. But then I've
Yeah.
heard so much bad
About like,
stuff.
volume loss
There's
around the
bad stuff
implant.
with every cosmetic surgery, and we are absolutely not promoting it. But there is a small group of women, and I think you probably have the same, that are fucking interested in it. And if
Yeah.
they want to do it, then
Why not?
You know, let's be open and talk about it. But yeah, no, my experience with the bum implants was fine. I got really small ones, like 300cc. Had it done in London. Like 2
You've been
years ago.
fine, haven't you?
Fine, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my God, that's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
And then we've both had our upper blephs.
Yeah.
So that's the eyelid.
Oh my God, the eyelid with the...
That was the easiest op ever. That's the easiest.
So that's a breeze.
That's a
But
breeze.
isn't
I've
that
had
when-
that twice?
Is it that when the skin above the eyelid is falling on your
Yeah.
eye?
Yeah, so you don't need it. Neither of you.
I
Like,
think
it's like, hey,
guys,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
having kids fucks you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
because you
Yeah.
both got kids.
Yeah.
So we like, how old are you? So you're 34.
both 34.
Yeah, so you guys are similar age to us. I mean, I'm 34 next month,
Oh,
right?
right.
And you're
I
30.
didn't even know how old you were.
Yeah. How old are you?
32.
So similar age, but we're like the childless versions of
Yeah,
you guys.
and
Yeah.
having kids.
Stay like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No,
we've always.
honestly, we need to get
But
onto
now
kids
we're
later.
scared about our eggs. So like that's the biggest worry for us right now is
Yeah.
our eggs. I'm constantly talking about like
You talk
freezing
a
our
lot
eggs.
about
a lot
that.
about fertility and stuff.
Do you?
as
And
well.
the
yeah.
pod's not just surgery is obviously a part of it. Absolutely, that's how we started. We talk about it openly.
Yeah.
We never promote it. We just talk about it openly rather than
Yeah.
pretending. Ashley could have said she didn't have the facelift.
Yeah.
But let's not bullshit these girls
Right.
and then make them feel shit about themselves. Let's not pretend that my boobs are real. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
So we're open about it, but we never push it. And the other things we talk about are things like, you know, of our age, fertility. Ashley's got
Yeah.
a huge amount of knowledge about fertility, about freezing your eggs.
Yeah,
That's
my
type of
egg
thing.
count is absolutely horrendous. So
No, don't scare me. Don't.
no, I'm going to tell you something that's good. So I went in. Have you had your AMH tested?
We haven't had nothing. We haven't had shit.
So you need to go and get something called your AMH tested, which will tell you your egg reserve.
Okay.
So it'll give you a number. It's like between, say, 0 to 20. And depending on what the number is, it'll say in line with your age if that's, you know,
Yeah.
good and how much time you've got left really of having, you know, a good amount of eggs. So I went in, I had first baby, absolutely fine, literally got pregnant the month I tried. Then I had a miscarriage. So I went in for some tests and I wanted to look at doing gender selection as well.
Oh, can you do that?
Yes.
Can you choose your gender?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah. We live under a rock.
Where are
We
you?
live under a rock.
I suppose so.
upper eyelid thing, everything, everything. We don't know anything. Can we be friends?
Yeah. So I
need to be
went
friends.
in and I was like, just walked in the clinic and I was like, I want her. And then they were like, no, sit down.
I want
we
a
need
boy.
to talk
Tell
to
me.
you. And I was like, what? And they were like, have you ever had like chemotherapy or anything like that? And I was like, no. They were like, okay, did you struggle to get pregnant? No. They were like, your AMH is under 1. It was like 0 point something.
Oh my God.
And they were like, you have the eggs of like a 50-year-old
But how? You just
woman.
had a baby.
I know. Don't know. Do
Well,
not
how
know.
long
So
was
they
the gap?
redid the tests, 3 years.
Okay.
They redid the tests and then they were like, yeah, it's really bad. So they were like, do you have a sister? Could you go away and talk about like egg donation? So I was like fucking devastated. Like thought I could go in and pick what I wanted, coming out saying you're going to
Come
have to
out with
use
it,
someone's
like-
eggs.
Come out with a 6
So I was like, oh my God. So anyway, I did a massive like deep dive. I was like, this is not happening to me. I need to educate myself on this. So I took all the supplements. I did all the acupuncture. Acupuncture is so good for fertility. Amazing.
God, okay.
And I was like, I ate all the right things. All that stuff went on hyperbaric oxygen chambers. So I was like, I'm going to have to do an egg collection. So this has all happened over like a couple of weeks. My IVF drugs arrived at my door and you have to start injecting on the first day of your period.
Apparently they
So-
make you like really hormonal. innit?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, the IVF drugs are here. You know where this is going. Need to, you know, wait for my period. Pregnant, oh boy. Exactly. So they were like, when I texted the clinic, they were like, wow.
Yeah,
like
all
that's
that
amazing.
stuff that you
Then
did.
I got pregnant again. So I've had 3 now. So even though the AMH is important, I wouldn't go and rush into
Okay.
IVF just because of that. There's
Okay.
numerous factors.
How old were you when you were doing all this?
I had my last baby 6 months ago.
Okay. So
But the thing is with the AMH, it's a small like snapshot. And I've got friends who are in like the later 30s thinking, shall I, shan't I, can't decide. they've got a nice life. You know, I get it. And they're going for their AMH testing, and within like a 6-month window, it is dropping.
Okay, so can you give us some advice right now? Like,
So what do you think we should do? What's going to happen?
Go and have like an MOT and find out
an
the
MOT is
numbers.
that all cars get?
Yeah, but for your fertility.
Oh, right, okay,
fertility
So they'll
MOT.
do like a basic scan. Then also there is something called unexplained infertility, which I've got a few friends that have dealt with that. And it's where your tests come back like perfectly amazing, normal, both of you. And they can't tell you why you can't.
Basically, it's the guy, innit?
Well, no, they will test the sperm as well, because sperm now it's 50-50 infertility.
Yeah.
You know, because of saunas, lifestyle, like vape, steroids,
Sauna, did you
say?
saunas.
Well, my
not
man's
good
in a
for
sauna
your
every
sperm.
day.
Well, I ain't getting no kids then.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
honestly, I always had this
But if
thing.
you're getting tested, make him get tested.
Yeah, I
too.
always thought, like,
It's just
oh
women.
my God,
I know.
men, like, they're so lucky at any age. Like, he can be 50 years old, he can have a baby with a 20-year-old. But, like, women, we can't have kids after the age of, like, 35, 36. So is that basically a myth? Like,
So really, because I don't know the exact statistics, so do not quote me. And by the way, I am not a doctor, but
Allegedly.
allegedly, it's like 1 in 4 pregnancies ends in miscarriage, which we should all be open about and talk about more. And that is because you may not have done the prep before you start trying.
right.
So, for example, your eggs to mature takes like 3 months. So if you want to start trying, really, ideally, you want to start taking supplements 3 months before. Clean lifestyle.
Yeah.
Same with
Same with
man's
him.
sperm.
Like, smokes, drinks.
His
That's-
sperm's
yeah.
going to be nasty.
So I could never know that you've got 3 children. Like, you look unbelievable.
Thank
Because you're like,
you.
kids ruin you, but you look unreal.
Well,
Amazing.
it's hard, isn't it?
But are you with the baby dad?
So not with the first one, but I've got a new one.
New one. Okay, so is he the
Out of
father
the
of
3, out of your 3 children, is he father to 2 of them?
2, yeah.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
And-
Married.
Yeah.
And
Married.
Harry, you actually, I want to go on to Lauren as well, but first, actually, you don't post your partner. Are you married to him?
Yeah.
You don't post him or your children.
No.
This is something we were speaking about on our last podcast about, because we were talking to our boyfriends that if we have kids, we want to post them. And they were like, absolutely no way. You're not posting my kid. And I was like, but why? It's like our podcast, we're influencers, like that's our kind of like our job.
Yeah.
We're open about everything.
Otherwise, it's kind of like impersonal and you'll feel disconnected to your
Everyone's
audience.
got different opinions on it, but I just think
I want to know your reasoning, basically.
You feel really strongly about it, don't you?
the internet's fucked. Like, it's full of fucking weirdos.
I don't blame you, but there's people weirdos in the street as well, though, no?
Yeah, no, there is. But if I can protect my child as much as possible, then I will.
I also want to know about the relationship. How come you don't post him?
So I think on my grid there is somewhere maybe a picture, but like one picture, but I very rarely,
Yeah.
because I just think like protect your personal shit.
Like Evil Eye, sort of like that sort of thing.
Evil Eye, I'm so into.
Yeah.
So
but then you
into.
share so much of your personal shit at the same time.
Exactly, I'm a walking contradiction of yourself.
Same,
I am
really like that.
But
That's fine. You're allowed to
Yeah.
be, because you do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Lauren,
I'm the opposite.
You post your partner, you post your little
I
one.
post over the
She is so cute, by the way.
Thank
Her
you.
videos of like dancing,
Adorable.
she's adorable. She's got like bleach, kind of blonde
blonde hair,
natural
big blue
hair.
eyes. She's just
She is so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, she is. I'm
okay, so you
obsessed.
post your partner and you post your daughter.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
I fully understand what Ashley's saying, and I actually agree. I get it. But for me, from day one, as being an influencer, inverted commas, I have shared and over fucking shared, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I have shared her dad, I was married, and I shared the fuck out of that. The wedding videos.
Yeah.
So when that, oh wow, I love the new
Everything.
love of my life. So when that broke down, I mean, that was embarrassing.
How did that break down? If you don't mind talking about
I talk about it on the pod, but I'm just very mindful that one day my little girl may
Listen or hear.
so I'm always just careful of how I say it. But he left when she was 6 weeks old, and there was allegedly somebody else. So I ended up on my own from she was 6 weeks old.
Wow.
I just, that's the work. Like that for me, like when men cheat, when their woman's pregnant,
that's for me, like it's the woman's most vulnerable time.
Right?
But the fact that she was married.
I was married.
And the fact that you shared everything about him, you shared your wedding video, you shared everything.
Did
you must have not foreseen that at all, right?
But do you not think though that other women are looking at that and being like, I want that life. Here I go.
Do you know what someone posted on their story recently, like a clip of Cassie and P. Diddy when they were all loved up
and they looked
kissing,
amazing,
and it was like, that just shows you not to idolize online relationships.
Absolutely true. But although my relationship at the time, it was real, we didn't argue, it was real what I was saying for me. For you. From my side. So, but when it ended, I decided to share that as well, because people were like, what's going on here? So I started a blog, and I was although I didn't go into detail, again, protecting my little girl, I did, I talked about the heartbreak, the single mum, the devastation, the divorce, and I spoke about that as well. And then I'm just one of these people that is really heart on sleeve. I have no filter, and I trust everyone. I can't fake it, and I trust everyone. And I'm trying to learn about that. So then when I get another boyfriend, he's all over as well, because this one's going to work. And then when it didn't, I was honest. And that's why I feel like I give so much, and I feel like it helps people, because they can see that life is perfect. So up and down, and they've seen me 4 years ago. I've got people that still follow me now from 4 years ago, when I was there with a 6-week-old, and one picture was me and my husband in the hospital, and the next picture was a week later was not that. I feel like they can see that it's real life, and they think if she can do it and she's all right, then
that's exactly my reasoning with my partner as to why I want to share, because I'm like, I already share so much, and I feel like people relate to me.
You feel like you have almost a bit of a duty.
Definitely.
You know how we talk about
that's why I love your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
The thing is, like, I feel like misogyny and everything is absolutely fucking huge, isn't it? And all the lads going like, I did off. Like, why are we not allowed
our sisters, our twins?
Yeah, like, it's just, honestly, I think as women, like, let's stop bitching about each other. Let's stop being so hard on each other. Let's have these open conversations, because you know what? I didn't think I would be a single mum. Lauren didn't think she would.
Not, but there we were.
But it happened.
And it's all worked out in the end. Probably because, do you know what? Deep down,
it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
And now you look, Ashley's married, fantastic husband. He's absolutely lovely. She's got the kids. I'm with James. We're getting married in September. I say this, but then everyone's probably like, well, you said that about the last few. But he is a different... No, he is. I swear.
This time it's real.
No, this time he is, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's so amazing hearing about your lives. I just want to, before I'm going to ask you like a million questions about your engagements and your proposals and everything, but first I want to ask, one of my biggest fears, I feel like both of us, is that you're with someone and you don't know, like, what if I don't know them? What if there's another side to them? What if I've completely constructed a wrong model?
You could find out that like they're watching fucking weird porn one day.
Thank you.
And you're but it happens to all of us. Your world can turn.
But that's life, and that's fine. Yeah. If that happens, that is what was meant to happen. I'm a big believer in the universe and trusting what was meant for you. And sometimes you don't. When I split up with Thea's dad, I literally thought my world was, it was done. I was done. And look where I am now.
So much better.
It was meant to
And you didn't see it coming at all.
That's what I want to know. Were there any red flags? Were there any signs?
Nothing.
So no gut feeling?
Nothing.
We're all fucked.
Yeah, I got a phone call one day from one of my friends saying, sit down, I've got something to tell you. Like, nothing. So the point is...
I can't trust my boyfriend now.
How did you find out? Do you think posting them online helps?
No, that fucked me up.
Really? Why?
Because it was somebody that had followed him.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. I won't go too much into it because I do think a bit about Thea, but I convinced him to go on Instagram.
What a dick. Yeah.
Oh,
okay, 1 second. So basically one of your fans...
I don't know if she followed me. I've never spoken to the girl.
So someone that followed him, he ended up getting with.
Yeah. And it was all started on Instagram, and I forced him to go on Instagram because I'd started this Instagram and it was all amazing and everyone was interested in our lives. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm an influencer. Oh, you join it too. And he was like, okay, I'll join. And he was with his job.
God. What were you thinking? The best thing about a guy is when he doesn't have my man doesn't have Instagram. I love it. It's the best thing.
I was 26 and I was just so trusting. And so I was like, get it, and we can post pictures of us together. And then someone slid in the DMs, and it obviously was too good.
That's what I'm saying. But him having that social media kind of like brought out the real side of him. Because you know what?
Gave him the ego. I made him.
But babe, what's the point of him not having Instagram? And then like, if he did, he would do it. At least now you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is two ways of thinking about that as well. Yeah, because like, let's say for example, like my boyfriend, he doesn't have Instagram, right? I want to see if he had Instagram, has he got the, but he doesn't have Instagram, right? He doesn't have Instagram, but he works in a bar, a club. Yeah. So let's say like you're together for 10 years and you're going for a really, really rough patch. He's around all this temptation, right? So like, that's kind of the same kind of environment as
it's temptation.
Girls sliding in your DM.
Yeah.
It's basically saying like, oh, so if he could do that to you in a bar, it's kind of the same thing.
There's pussy everywhere, and it's
good pussy
and it's
everywhere.
Easy as well now, isn't it?
Accessible.
Girls are literally sending their vagina to random people.
It's so easy. It's so easy to do. And I just think, to go back to kind of what we were saying about sharing things, I do think, and you were saying before about, well, what if he's not who you thought he was? Well, that's what was meant to happen then.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you might think that, I love him, but I don't want him to. If he came out that he was a cheater or whatever, then that's what was meant to happen. You were meant to find out. You were meant to learn a lesson, and he wasn't the one.
I mean, if he wasn't going to shoot on Instagram, he was just going to do it in real life. Yeah. Because I do believe, if someone's going to do it on Instagram, they're going to do it in real life. Like Instagram is that they get caught quicker. Yes. Like, for example, they get caught. Like, if, for example, my boyfriend, God forbid, was cheating, like if his face was online, one of my followers might see him. Yeah. Send me like, by the way, saw him on Saturday.
James gets that a lot. So when he was at a petrol station and he was like, this girl was just eyeballing me. He said, but I knew it wasn't an eyeball as in a fancy, it was an eyeball at,
I know.
And then she messaged me straight away, just seen your boyfriend.
But then that's what scares me about the kids stuff.
Yeah. I was so, listen, this backs up what Ashley's just said. And I'm, again, a walking hypocrite because I'm about to say this. We were in Aldi doing a food shop and someone came up to Thea and was like, oh my God, you're Thea. And they knew her before me. And when we were on holiday, just then, I've just been away with her. I wasn't going to tell you because I couldn't be arsed with your bullshit. But I will. We were with your rant. We were round the pool, right? And this girl finds me. And she comes over. I love the podcast and all that. And I was like, where did you? She went, I saw Thea.
Yeah.
So she knew Thea before me.
Yeah.
And that, it did freak me out, but I don't know. I just think, well, she's mine. She ain't getting out of my sight. No one's touching it.
It's really conflicting.
Mandy,
so I don't want to show her because I love her. And
I got a message the other day saying, I saw your mum around Richmond, walking around Richmond. I recognise her from your stories.
Yeah, my mum gets recognised.
Our mum and dad get recognised all the time. But it's usually why we don't post as well, like our partners. Yeah. Like, we've been together.
So do you not post them one tiny bit? Like, as in you
I think I made one TikTok like 2 years ago and then I deleted it.
I don't post.
Would you cover, if you were going to, would you purposely cover it?
I have covered his face before, then I just don't do that anymore.
I find that very funny. I just don't do that anymore. This is my sugar daddy.
So like, I always assume it's a sugar daddy or a drug dealer.
My reason for not posting him is because, like, first of all, he's my boyfriend. Like, he's not my fiance, he's not my husband. And I just feel like I've got a lot of, like, followers and I've got a lot of people that love me and, like, I'm, what do you call it? Like, I'm not famous, but semi, like, in a certain world famous, right? Like, why am I going to give him? I feel like, why should he get that attention and that clout?
It's true,
and that thing. When you,
why are you giving this? Is what happened to me. I gave him the platform and he took the win.
For a 4-frame story, it's £600.
Like when he could just drop me or cheat on me and leave me,
and take your clout.
But people would just come out and say, why don't you trust him, Andy? No, when he could. What do you mean? Everyone could break up. Anyone could break up.
Yeah, I think that's realist.
Yeah, and when he breaks up with me, he's always going to be like, oh my God, that's Mandy's ex. Like,
you're not going to give that.
Also, that is a thing. When they know that they've got a good ex, it gives women a hard on.
They look hotter.
And they're like, oh, well, she's premium and she went out with him.
So now I want him.
She's a princess.
Look at that guy, Pete Davidson, who went out with, what is it, like the
That's why, like, don't as well show off that your man is spoiling you.
Yeah. And do you know what it is? It's just like, if he put a ring on my finger, then...
Oh, don't forget. That means shit.
Still, at least when you fuck me over, I'm going to be left with, like, I've got something out.
Yeah.
I
mean, like that.
But just like,
agree. Yeah, of course, as well.
You've got the commitment.
He'll get so much attention, which I don't really like my man getting any attention anyway because I'm really jealous. But that attention's off my back.
Yeah. I get it. You're almost saying, hey, girls.
Out of everyone, she's going to understand.
It's like saying, hey, girls, look at this fit guy. And then
fit guys are hard to find.
They are.
Even if your guy isn't, let's say, even if he's not fit, like for example, they become fit because they're with you.
Yeah.
It's the clout. You're
And it's
absolutely
like
right.
they just become fit because they're with you. And I don't even know if I want to even give him that clout.
I don't know my reason because like I'm not as much of a jealous, I think, person with my boyfriend. I mean, because I'm so used to it because he works in nightlife, so it's like I kind of feel like I kind of got used to it. I just don't know what it is, but he's a really private person anyway. He doesn't have Instagram. So that's the difference.
Yeah. Does yours have Instagram?
So like he hardly has any followers, hardly following any people. It's like private.
I prefer that.
It's like once a year.
3 years. She's been with Gingerbread, we call him, and me and Cowslick, we call him, have been together for like 2 years.
So you've been together a while.
They're best friends. Our boyfriends are best friends.
Lovely.
Yeah. So when like I want to know about your proposals, man. I want to know about your fucking proposals.
I've had 4. I've been engaged. Oh, I've got a funny proposal. I've been engaged.
No, tell the motorbike one.
How long were you with the current man? Yeah, how long were you with him?
We've been together for 2 years. We got engaged after about 18 months.
Okay. So we should be engaged by now, really.
Don't even get me started.
I mean, we could talk all day. I've got some. This is the other thing that we talk about on the podcast. Like some of my stories from my exes, you just could not.
No.
I had 20 grand stolen off me.
Yeah.
It's all on the like. There's too much. I will bore you all to death. But oh my god, I've had some. I got proposed.
The metal detector.
You got such interesting lives.
The metal detector. Shall I briefly say the metal detector?
Yeah.
So, right, really quickly, it was with this guy. He was horrible. He stole 20 grand off me. But anyway, we got engaged. I didn't want to get engaged at all. Don't know I was with him. I do these things. I was like 24. He showed my mum the ring. My mum climbed under her bed and was like, rang me. I was like, he's got a propose. And she was hiding under the bed in case he heard. I was like, tell him no. She was like, I can't fucking tell him no. The ring's here. And I was like, is it big? And she was like, right, okay. Anyway, so we go to this hot tub cabin. He had a motorbike. I had to go on the back of it. Don't think that's another fucking story. It was the worst thing ever. We get to this hot tub.
She said she was on the back.
I was on the bike and my helmet was banging.
Okay, so you're on the back of the motorbike.
So I'm on the back of the motorbike. My head is banging because the helmet didn't fit me. I didn't dare tell him. We're going there and I'm thinking he's going to propose and obviously I don't want to get engaged. So we get there. We get in the hot tub. I'm thinking any minute now. It's fucking coming. Then he goes, Lauren.
Why does that always sound like? Lauren. Why didn't you want to get engaged anyway?
I didn't like him that much. Yeah, just knew.
Did you know he stole 20 grand off you at this point?
Oh no, that was later.
Okay.
So probably should
I
have
knew. And then he just goes, well, you are in it. And I was like, yeah. So then anyway, well, I can't say no, can you? So then
it's signing up for the rest of your life.
Well, I wasn't. But anyway, so yeah, get this ring. And then he's like, well, because it was Facebook more back in the days, are you going to put pictures on Facebook and Instagram? And I was like, I don't know, do that. So I put a picture up and it was my birthday. So I made it look like it was a birthday present. And anyone that commented congratulations, I deleted it.
Oh my God.
So it looked like, anyway,
the metal detector.
Anyway, we split up. We're driving along. He rips it off my finger and he throws it out of the
car window.
Awful man. And he throws it out the car window.
Over what? Over Facebook posts?
No, this is later. This is like 2 months later.
Oh, okay.
So like, he rips it off my finger, throws it out. And I'm thinking,
oh my God,
I kind of need that because I've got this 20 grand loan for you. And he goes out the window, right? So then I drop him off, whatever. I go home crying to my mum. I'm like, he's took the fucking ring, the fucking 20 grand. He's never going to give it back. She went, where's the ring? And I was like, threw it out the fucking window on the dual carriageway. And she was like, well, we're going to find it.
Your mum sounds like my kind of girl.
Yeah, she's on job.
So it's pissing down. Where I live, it's always pissing down. We're on the dual carriageway, the biggest one going in and out of my town, with our hoods up and a metal detector.
Where did you get?
We go to, she goes, I know, Ray at the gym. He'll have one. We ring Ray. Ray, have you got a metal detector? Yeah, I've got a metal detector.
Oh my God.
We go down.
Hilarious.
In the dual carriageway, hoods up, pissing down.
Please tell
trying
me.
to find this fucking ring,
Please
right?
tell me you find it.
I think no one's going to have seen me. No one's going to see me. My phone starts going, are you on the dual carriageway? And I was like, with your hood up? And I was like, no. Anyway, we didn't find it because it turns out he will never have thrown it. He will have pretended. But yeah, so that's just
what
one.
I was going to say.
That's the trick. Supposedly you like take it off and then keep it.
So that's just one of the many. Oh, I have got how many
many
stories of these men that never worked with. However, it all worked in the end. We will see. And if it didn't, and if for some reason James isn't the one, then we'll deal with that as well.
And the more you talk about getting engaged, the less they want to do it.
I know. That's so true. Very, very true. That's how men work. Don't they?
I've never had a problem getting engaged. Keeping the fuckers isn't
I'm not
gonna
gonna lie. I ain't fucking waiting around, man. Yeah, because I don't waste my
We
time.
don't want to waste our
Do you
time.
know I'm with James now? I booked our wedding before we got engaged. I booked the venue.
Did you know that you did that?
Yeah.
So do you feel the same about like you didn't mention it or did you?
No, I got told. So we always knew when we met, like that was it. There was never a question about it. There was never game playing. We got together and that was it.
Yeah.
From the minute we met. That was
amazing.
It. Never been apart. So we knew, and he said to me, I'm going to propose to you at some point this year, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, when would you want to get married? And he was like, well, maybe next year or the year after. And I was thinking, well, I might want a baby. So this is, I was like, it's going to have to be next year. And he was like, cool. Next year. And I'm like, venues are really booking up. The venues. So I'm like, where would you get married? I'm looking. I went, I'll just send them a quick email. So then I'm like, oh, they've only got 3 spaces left in September next year. Ooh, we're going to have to get a move on. And then I went, maybe we should just book it because you're going to propose this year. You said you are. So I booked it.
Yeah, but it's different because he kind of told you, like, I'm going to propose
I didn't just do it off the bat. But
You know, like so many women have different opinions on this, right? Some women say like, don't mention it at all. Some women say like, whoa, if you don't mention it, that guy can have you stringing along for 5, 6 years.
It depends on the man.
Do you know what I mean?
And your
No,
relationship.
So I was with my husband for
your story's good.
bizarre 6-7 years we were together.
No, I ain't doing that.
Didn't propose. I think I was like 28 and I was like, I need a baby now. She woke up one day wanting a baby. Anyway, we split up. Had a baby with someone else.
She wanted the baby.
She just wanted a baby.
She got the baby.
And I loved the baby. And I was engaged. And yeah, we were together for, I think, about 18 months.
How long so he was 18 months, did he propose?
No, I think he proposed after like 6 months.
Right.
If they
And then we split up.
Oh.
And then my ex got back in touch and proposed. I got married in 3 weeks.
So he was your basically soulmate.
Yeah.
So that guy just came along, gave you a baby, proposed to you, and then it was over in 6 months.
Yeah.
I bet your
what
husband
guys are doing this.
I bet your husband really regrets like that whole thing, right?
I know, but I think it was meant to be.
It was meant to happen, and we both were just not ready for
Well,
each
mate,
other.
you showed him, didn't you, mate?
Well,
You showed
I
him.
took it
said.
a little bit too
Tell
far.
them what
You were like, I
tell
can
them
leave
what
you
you
in
said,
6 months,
though.
I can have a baby and be engaged.
Tell them what you said though. You said to him, didn't you? Listen, we're not getting back together and fucking about. You're marrying.
Yeah.
me.
So he turned up and he was like, right, okay.
So
and
you
I
did
was like,
say it basically.
Yeah, and I was like, right, well, you know, there's a child involved as well now. Like, are you going to take me seriously this time? And he was like, okay.
Yeah, but the hesitation is a real ego like fucking punch for me. Like that's what I don't like.
Would you want a big wedding as well? Because that'll take fucking ages to plan.
Yeah, I want that.
I just don't want my guy to propose
because he has to.
He has to. Like, okay.
Yeah, but you know,
I don't
think
want
men,
that though.
men are a bit numb. They need
That's what a lot of girls say.
Maybe
They're like,
just
men
get
are dumb. They don't
pregnant.
know what they want. You need to tell them what they want.
need a little push.
What
don't
about
they?
them men that you see that want to propose and they're like dying to lock?
They're the ones that end up like fucking going in the DMs and getting with someone. They're the ones that
I got engaged very quickly to that
Yeah.
particular person.
Yeah.
But then again, I got engaged quickly to James, and James is totally different.
Yeah.
And he wanted to get. They're all different. You know your own man, and you know what makes them tick and what works and what doesn't. So I don't think you can say.
Men are like toddlers. This is what I always say.
Puppies.
They're like, you need to train them. And I don't need to tell you girls this, you know. Like when I say to like my 2-year-old son, I'm like, don't press that red button. Don't press that red button. What's he going to do?
He's going to go down it. It's so
And then if you try and put them like in a room and close the baby gate, they just stand at the fucking baby gate.
Yeah.
Like,
and they didn't want.
they're just.
they literally are like toddlers.
So you have to let them go and feel like they've made their own mind up. Yeah. You have to make them. You have to manipulate them in the way where they feel like they've made their own mind up, but really you've steered them in the right
so like
direction.
me personally, like you see what you did. You were with the guy for 6-7 years and you broke up and you met someone else. Let's say he never came back, right? And he never came back groveling and realizing what he lost. You just gave 6 years.
And but do you know what? I love that. I love their attitude of like what's meant to be has happened, and it's
if Ashley's husband hadn't come back, then that was not meant to happen.
I love that, like kind of like
because somebody
it's
else.
like fate and destiny, but also we make choices. Do you know what I mean?
We do, but I really believe that if you make choices, but I do think there's a bigger picture, and I think as soon as I started thinking, well, that's not what was meant to happen, everything just calmed down for me. I stopped panicking about things. If something didn't go right, I didn't take it as hard. I just think, well, if I split with James now, I'd be devastated. But I'm old enough and wise enough, and I've seen it enough times now to know, well, that was just not the path it was meant to be.
You know, you can handle it,
and it's okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because life's like a
Life is a fucking
just gotta ride. You always think it's a stupid thing, but it is. It's
what
a
about you,
roller
Anna?
coaster.
Like, what do you think?
I love that kind of whole attitude of like, if it was meant to be, it would have happened. I don't want to keep stressing, because me and Maddie are like stress heads. We stress a lot and we worry a lot about things that like might happen in the future or might not, or like, and it takes us down. It drains us.
You've heard twice of that fertility thing.
One's worried about it. One's when it happens.
I have aged, so much in like the last 3 years since being in a relationship. When you're single, you're very much like, you don't, especially 3 years ago before I met him, COVID had just ended. I was like excited, everything. I was excited to get out. And then like when, I don't know, now I've like hit 30, 31, 32, everything's like becoming more and more real, like
and more serious. And
it's like kind of stressful.
But that's society as well, I think, that makes you think that at a certain age you should start.
That's why you have to, even though like all of us like burying our heads, look, we've gone and had this plastic surgery done, all of us. Have you three had your fucking eggs checked?
No. Imagine that.
You can book in for your lip filler, but girls, you need to be doing this, because the more you bury your head in the sand with it, it is playing on your mind.
And that's choices that we make.
And I feel like it's the fertility thing that like makes me worry about, like, am I with the right person? Are they serious?
So
Are they right?
as long as you get that bit under control and find out, knowledge is power, I always say that.
Yeah.
Find out where you stand with that, then, and take him to the appointments with you.
100%.
Listen, he won't even propose.
But Mandy always says how unattractive, like I'm like 30 something now and my eggs are dying, so you have to come with me to check my eggs.
Yeah.
Fine.
Do they want kids?
I'm going to say, look, you've got a bad lifestyle, so we need to check your fucking sperm.
Yeah. What do they want?
Put it on him.
Do they want kids?
Yeah, they do.
So like with kids, like I don't want kids until a bit later. Like if I could have kids, I'd have kids at like 36, 37.
Yeah. Fine.
Oh, good. That'd be great.
With marriage, I haven't said anything, but apart from like if it doesn't move forward by like the next year, I probably might just like part ways. I haven't said you must. Or I've just said like I probably might part ways. After living with me for 2 years, if you don't know now,
you guys are such a catch. Like,
if you don't know after 2 years of living with me, then you probably don't know, and I might as well just find someone else.
What's his answer when you say mention engagement? What's the?
No, he's 100% wants to.
When he wants to,
I know like what kind of man he is. He's the kind of man as he'll long it out for as long as he wants.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think with
him,
he
won't
because
be
he comes
told
from
by
like,
you.
I think because he comes from money, I think he's got this like subconscious fear that like I'm gonna fucking clean him out and shit. Like,
well, then you get a prenup.
I don't know, because I'm just assuming from like stories I heard when I first met him.
Have you had the conversation with him
about
this? Like,
everything. Yeah.
Like you're assuming. Have you had that conversation with him where you said, why the fuck have you not proposed?
I've just said, look, if it doesn't move forward by the end of this year, I'm probably gonna like move on and like don't do anything you don't want to do. Though, please don't.
Yeah.
But I probably will, because if you don't know after 2 years of being with me, of 2 years of living with me, and 3 years of being with me, then
I think
it's probably not right. You'll probably find better off finding someone else better suited. But that's it.
But does he think you'll really do that?
I will fucking do that, and I'll be in Dubai. And you can make up whatever rumors you want about me, okay? I'm going to be fucking in Dubai.
But you know what? I love what you said. It's like, there's no point worrying about it. You said what you said, and that's it. Like, let's see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what she said is like, when we worry now, and then when it happens, you'd worry then. It's like you're worrying twice.
You worry twice.
I literally gave that same advice.
And there'll be new worries.
I know.
I don't overthink or worry very much at all.
It's the worst thing. Like,
I need your kind of energy in my life.
I've been seeing you guys are proper like skincare, like gurus, aren't you? Both of you.
We try.
I mean, we try, but like we say, we're a walking contradiction because we'll say that and then I'll go and have a
the other day because I was having a fag and a wine.
I'm the same.
And I drink celery juice in the morning. But
I'm the same.
I'm not just going to go and rot. Like, I have to balance it out.
Yeah. I think you don't have to. And one of the things that we talk about on the pod a lot is you don't have to fall into one category. So as we're complex people, so like I'm a mum and I can be a really mumsy mum. Like I've got that in me, which is awful, but I can be a real clingy mumsy mum. But then I can also fuck off on holiday for a week and live with a grandma.
Yeah, so you know, having kids, do you feel like it's changed your life? Like in that sense, that's what scares me about having kids. Is my life over?
No,
but you need to make sure you're on the same page with your partners about childcare. So, like,
mate, forget it.
Like, could you still go Mykonos and have a party holiday?
I can,
I feel like
do you want a private birth? Did they know?
I feel like my boyfriend is the kind of man who just wouldn't do anything for the kid. Like, I'd be a single mom. he'd just be paying.
No, but I mean, like, in terms of like your social life, does it go down the drain?
No, mine doesn't.
No.
It depends what support you've got. Like, my mum will help. The best advice that I've got: get with them, have a baby, split up, wait for it, get a new partner. You get every other weekend off. It's revolutionary.
I've always thought that. I
swear,
thought that.
I would never change a thing.
Every other weekend,
I have every other
lies in
weekend
bed, goes out.
I have every other weekend off.
That's amazing.
That's all he sees are really.
Now I've fucked
you know.
I've had kids with babies.
Yeah, so we've got.
I always thought when
honestly,
you have kids, your life is over.
depends
Your
how
life
much
with your
help
kids.
you've got. It depends how
you've
much
got
help
three.
you've got.
Yeah.
And look at you. You
If
don't
you've
look
got
haggard
help,
or
then
anything.
no, not at all.
Well, it's the facelift.
No, but did you know the difference is you want to be with them? Like my little girl slept at my mum's last night so that I could get up early for today.
Yeah.
And I didn't want her, like, I missed her. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want
These
her
are these
to.
things
I
I've
didn't
heard.
want her to be away. She's my best friend. Like, I was rang up
But when
6
they're
o'clock this morning.
babies, it is so hard.
When the babies, it's hard.
Because you know, you see mums and they look tired and they're like, oh,
but it
This is
goes
what
so
I'm seeing.
fast.
That scares me.
It's
Do you
so
believe in
worth
like having
it.
nannies? How do you feel about that?
We're total opposites. So I have never had a nanny. I haven't been able to, I could never afford one. Like I'm in a better position now than I've ever been in, but it's not something that
time.
I've ever been able to afford. And I've done it. I'm all right. Like what I do is fine. Ashley's slightly different. She's got
Ashley,
more
what-
children. You're more open about
I have a
having
night nanny.
She had a night nanny with the baby.
I love that for you.
So I always
we're
thought
very
when you're
different
doing,
like that.
when you're having really bad sleep,
Sleep is the worst, and you can't share a bed
Deprived.
with your husband either, because if they've got a good job, like
They've
they
got
can't
work.
be going to work.
Yeah, so I know
next
someone
day.
who her husband is basically sleeping in the other room, and she's got to wake up
And
throughout the
that's
night.
what I did.
It's prioritizing things, and for me, my sleep. If I have not slept, you would not want to be around me.
So I've heard that like when you basically are looking after the kids and you don't have a nanny and you're waking up all throughout the night, your skin basically, you just age. Apparently the first year of having a baby, you age.
Well, your body needs rest, recuperation, nutrients.
You've just grown a baby.
Like you're so depleted, and that's why I just feel so much for women. Like you guys will find out when you are postpartum, that's like the biggest crash in hormones.
That's what
you'll
I'm
ever
worried
have.
about the most because I've got.
Don't worry.
And if you're a jealous person
You're not even
already,
engaged.
you're
She's
the biggest-
worrying about a baby that she's not even conceived. Like, not
worse than me. She'll
conceived.
worry about everything.
That's
Yeah,
a
but I have to
problem.
worry about like postpartum
No idea.
because my mental health isn't exactly the best. I don't have the best mental health. Like I
No,
suffer from
but-
OCD
well, then
and
it
things
is
like
best
that.
to
See, what you
get
need to do
help.
then is get help through that because you
have to book your night nanny from when you're like 4 weeks pregnant, because it's so hard to find.
This has been such an educational
Very
episode.
educational.
yeah.
But
So you guys can just hit us up
ask
for
about
anything.
breastfeeding.
It's
Guys,
the maddest thing.
there's so much we want to
And
speak
because
about.
we're such opposites,
We need to do a part
everything.
two.
Honestly, like I haven't even managed to ask you all about your wedding, and like I had dilemmas to like go
Yeah.
through, but we have to do this again. We'll come
We
on your
do.
pod.
Yes,
and
yes,
please,
yes.
it'll be so much
Yeah.
fun because like
It's
you
been
guys
so
are literally
good.
like a more chilled version of us. Like you're not as worrying as us, but you're married with kids version of us.
And you're a little bit positive,
yeah, I love
a
that.
lot more positive. Like I love
I
it.
think that's because of for me personally, that's because of
The trauma.
of the trauma. I swear the
Experience.
trauma I have been through, fuck me.
Yeah.
And eventually it numbs you a little.
Yeah, I love
And
that,
the little
though.
things aren't worrying anymore
but all
because
the
you've dealt
bad-
with the big ones and you're still here.
It makes you stronger.
You think, listen,
Yeah.
I got left with a 6-week-old.
I can
Sweet.
do anything.
If you
I can
can
do
do
it.
that, you can do
I'm
everything.
Basically, everything you've been
It's
through has made
life
you
lessons.
stronger.
And as you get older, you learn so much, don't you?
I love that.
And it depends what you've been through as well. But I'm grateful for all the bits of shit we've had.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in a little bubble, like, and you're not experiencing like tough stuff in your life,
You need to experience
you're-
that.
in
or
a way, it's bad.
You've got no armor. Your skin's not thick enough.
Exactly.
And you've got to build a thicker skin by shit things happening to you.
Exactly.
And I'm really grateful for any shit that's happened to me because now I'm chilled.
Yeah, exactly. Girls, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Let's
So,
wrap
so
it
nice
up.
to meet you.
We've had Lauren and Ashley.
Don't know why I'm looking.
They've
Don't
been
know why I'm looking.
amazing.
I am sweating.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.